All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing his gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. This is Brother Quanah Watt from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp. Coming back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord will, it is edifying, Lord will, straight to the point of Salaki, man, I'm a little tired. But, nonetheless, I was, looking at, that earthquake, that had happened, in Japan, right, that 7.1, right, which they called a mega quake, I was just looking it up. I just, typed in earthquakes today, knowing that was ultimately going to be one that's, going to be popping up, but then you see right here on the bottom, it says recent earthquakes, right? It says at the August 12th, right, which is the day at 1:56 p.m. over in Syria, right, a 5-point magnitude, earthquake happened, right? Then in California, 4.4, right? In Chile, right, at 5.4. In Russia, 6.5. That's a big one too, man. That's right behind that 7.1, and it keeps going, right? New Zealand, 5.9. Fiji, 5.6. Japan had another 5.4. Bakersfield had a 4.4 and a 4.6 and a 5.2, right? All less than a week ago, man. Or about a week ago, Hey, this is prophecy, man. Showing you that we are in the end. For those that don't know, hey, we're in the end, right? If you've been living under a rock, hey, we have the signs, man, right? That the Yahweh Shai gave to us, right? Which we're about to read, letting us know, hey, this is how we're gonna know when the end is, and we've been, and it's been happening. It's been happening, right? You got Jacob's trouble, right? And World War III, about to take place, man. Lord will, this be the year, right? The hopeful year that Jacob's trouble comes to pass, But I'll read this right here. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, right? It's talking about Yahweh Shai, right? It says, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these be? So like, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Right, man? Right, this is not talking about, the end of the planet, It's talking about, the end of, this age, right? This ion, right? Or eon, however you want to say it, right? Right, the end of this rulership, right? And for there to be another rulership, an everlasting rulership, right, of righteousness, right, that comes after, right, the end of this world, and what comes, when are we going to get to the kingdom, right, is ultimately what they're inquiring, right? It says, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, right? It says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many, right? And we see that today, even within certain camps, within Israel, man, these Christians, we're seeing it today, man, right? It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And we're seeing that right now, right? You got America basically sending all their warships, majority of their warships, right, over to the Middle East, right? Israel just got bombed by Hezbollah, majorly bombed by Hezbollah, if I'm not mistaken. Their Iron Dome wasn't working, right? And on top of that, you got Esau rolling out this, digital technology, right? Pretty dang fast, man. Right? You got it to where the NFL, right, the stadiums, right, they're going to be using, right, facial recognition, And you got persecution coming right over in the UK, they're arresting people, right, for their, quote unquote, offensive, comments, you know. They've been having this, hate speech, right, attacks, right? We're in the absolute end, riots, as we're about to read, right? It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, right? But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, right? We're seeing that. It says, and there shall be famines, right? You got prices going up, right? The value of the dollar is going down, right? There's people aren't able to continue to afford, buying food, right? Which means these truckers aren't able to continue to afford to transport that food from, these major, these major ports, right, into these major warehouses, to these stores, which means these storehouses are soon finna be empty. Right? People are going to be hungry, man. Right? That's going to cause further uproars. Right? As we see now, people are I think it was what country was that, man? They basically just toppled their own government. I can't remember. It's like I can't remember the name of that country. But people are rioting over wage, labor, all that. Right? So how much more, right, when food, when there's no food, right? It says and pestilence, right, and earthquakes in diverse places, man, right? And these things, these we just seen, right, one in Japan, or a couple in Japan, California, New Zealand, Chile, other places, right? That's in diverse places, man. That's in diverse places. So this is prophecy coming to pass. It says right there, it says, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So really these are warnings, right? That, hey, things are about to get really bad, right? Because what comes next is what? Right? The last two major prophecies, Jacob's trouble, right? And World War III, right? Which are they're the ultimate test, man. Right? They're the test of our faith, right? And this is why we have to be, showing our faith in this truth in this time, right? So that we may be built up, rooted and grounded, right? So that way, hey, when those winds blow, hey, we're going to be rooted, man. We're going to have a foundation. That foundation starting with Yahweh Shai, right? Getting into the scriptures, right? Yahweh Shai said, I come in the volume of the book that is written of me. So getting into these scriptures, man, getting the proper breakdowns, the proper understanding of the scriptures, right, so that you may have a foundation, right, a base, right, being built up in this wisdom, built up in this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. As it says in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that times and strength of salvation. The time that's coming is not going to be, an easy time. This is why it says it's going to be like a time like no other. Right, let's go to it. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5, it says, for thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail a child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all paces are turned into paleness. Right, meaning it's going to be a very terrifying time. Even the most macho, most manliest man in this world, right, he going to be in straits, man. He not going to know what to do. The only ones, right, that are ultimately going to have their wits about them is the men of the Lord. Those that are ultimately getting built up in this time, right, that trust and believe and have faith in Yahweh Shai, right, and aren't just saying that, but are showing it, making their bodies a living sacrifice, right? The true prophets of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, the true believers of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, That's why it says right here, verse 6, verse 7, it's like, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Meaning this is going to be a time that where all these different events, right, that we read about, right? The famine coming so hard that cannibalism sets in, right? There being, teeth of wild beasts, animals, right? Animal attacks, right? There being, apparitions, meaning you seeing, demon-like creatures, right? As we read in Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter, and having taken place, going back in the time of, ancient Egypt, it's going to happen again now. Ecclesiastes 1:9, there's no new thing under the sun, right? So all these different events, right? All these different events that we read about in history, right? Combining all those moments, right, into this one, moment in time, right? Being Jacob's trouble, right? This is why it says, right? It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, right? Jacob's trouble, right? Time like no other, That's how bad it's going to be. We don't know exactly how it's going to look, what it's going to look like, how things are going to pop off. We just know what's coming, Through faith, we believe this, It says, but he shall be saved out of it. That's talking about those true believers, man. Those that truly trust and have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right? The Lord's going to come through. Right? Because ultimately what we're doing, right, is laying up our treasures in heaven. Right? Presenting, when we present our bodies as a living sacrifice and apply these words, right, to life, not just, for those that, teach and preach or out here on the highways and byways, right? Not just out there, but even, at home, right, off the camera, We apply these scriptures to the best of our ability. Right? We don't just talk about them, Those that are ultimately, they're not walking that, that are talking the talk but out walking the walk. Hey, ultimately, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to weed you out, right? As it says in Revelations 3:15, those that are lukewarm are going to be spat out, man. But those, right, that are ultimately, going 100%, 144%, right? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to protect, Should the Lord's showing us now, right? As we go through these trials and tribulations, man. Let's grab this. Right, let me grab this. I think it's Isaiah. Right here, Isaiah 43 and verse 2, right? KJV, it says, when thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. That's right, man. Right? As we walk on this straight and narrow, we know, right, that as you read in 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, right, it's so narrow, right, as if there was fire on one side and water on the next, right? But even in those trials, right, even in those afflictions, and even, the greatest trial, of all time, right, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua going to be there with us, man. Right, we have to believe that. Right, 2nd Ezra 16 says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt. For the Most High is the guide of them, right, that they do. Matter of fact, let's grab that. I gotta grab it in this one. Right, this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 74. I'll start at verse 74. It says, hear, O ye my beloved, right, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, right? They're coming. All these different, the earthquakes, the upwards, really this is a warning, right? Letting us know, that these last two major prophecies are at hand. They're coming, the earthquakes are happening more and more, right? More and more severe. At least the last 5 years has been extremely severe. The earthquake over there in Haiti, the earthquake over there, I think it was in where was that? I can't remember the next one, but it was there's been some very, major earthquakes, man. Death, man, has been brought about, on high numbers, right? As the scriptures say, 2 Timothy 3:1, know this, that the last days, perilous times shall come, right? So the Lord is bringing great death upon the earth, and the next two major prophecies that are to come are going to be full of death, man. This is why we're going to need Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right, to be protected from those times. We're reading Psalms, the 91st chapter. It ultimately, the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua lets us know that He's going to take care, of those that truly believe, right? Those that are in these scriptures, man. Lord, will we be of that number? confirmation, man. The Lord just letting us know He's got our back. Lord will, we're sincere, right? Lord will, we can again prove our faith by these works, right? Faith without works is dead. James 2nd chapter. We have to actually be applying these scriptures, making our body a living sacrifice, right? Not just that mouth game, right? Lord ain't dealing with that mouth game like a lot of these dudes out here, man. Again, Lord will, I'll be part of that number, man. We taking this serious. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai comes first, right? But I'll read this again, verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Right? The Lord is speaking to His elect, right? What was that? Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. He has care for His elect, right? He's speaking to His elect, telling His elect that He's going to take care of them, right? Verse 75. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, right? So we can't doubt, right? That Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai is going to do it, right? Right? The Lord is not a man that He should lie, nor the Son of Man that He should repent. So the Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai is not going to, His word is not going to return unto Him void. It's going to accomplish that where the Lord sent it out, man. It's going to come right back, cash it, not bounce, if you can receive it, right? Verse 76, it says, "In the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts," right? Saith the Lord, power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves, right? Because judgment falls 7 times, man. 7 being a number of completion. We're not perfect, right? Hey, but it's what we do after, right? Repenting, right? Praying to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, forgive us, getting back up, and keep running this race, right? That's what it's about, man. Hey, everybody else who's not going to receive this message, everybody else who's not going to, walk on that straight and narrow path, hey, they ultimately, fuel for the fire, man. Right? Scriptures say, work out thy own salvation with fear and trembling, man. We gonna keep on walking, man. Walking on that path, Lord will, Just examine ourselves, man, especially the times we're coming into. Examine yourself, right? Whether it be in the faith or not, man, scrutinize yourself, especially the times that we're in, for real. But I don't want to drag this to him, man. Just keep pushing, right? Keep praying, right? Watch you therefore and be sober, and pray always, man. For sure, man. Right? I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rechak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of the great millstone. Till next time, I say shalom.